Hey, it's Kyle here, and Project Nerdy. This current theme, we are paying tribute to Stan Lee, who obviously very recently passed away. So I felt like being our channel that talks about nerdy stuff, we kind of needed to uh, pay tribute to such a big part of modern nerd culture. Much like Holly in her video that she mentioned, I actually never read comic books when I was a kid, mainly because the area where I lived, there really weren't any comic stores. I do remember as a kid, like the main place obviously we went to shop is like local grocery stores and Walmart and stuff like that. And they never, at least the ones in my area, never really had like a comic section. So again, kind of like Collie, my only kind of exposure to that was just what you'd hear through just normal stuff and uh, kind of, I guess, comic book icons that reach kind of mainstream status, stuff like Batman, Spider-Man, stuff like that, Superman. But I did have some friends who were kind of more into it. Um, who a lot of times they'd actually relocated the area, so they kind of got in comic books and stuff like that before, and were really into stuff like X-Men. I remember that was the main one. It seemed like a lot of my friends were into. So I was generally kind of aware of this stuff, and I'd kind of heard of Stan Lee, but I really didn't know how much stuff he was actually involved with until really the superhero movie craze really kicked off recently with the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And then you kind of, first it's just like, oh, Stan Lee's always doing these cameos. And as you learn more about it, you realize how many characters he actually was involved in and how much of what modern nerd culture is built around stuff that Stan Lee helped create or was at least a part of in some way. So it's amazing to kind of think of, some of these individuals that were in the comic book industry decades ago, how much of a huge impact they have on culture today. I mean, obviously all the comic book superhero stuff is by far the biggest genre, and movie blockbusters, TV. It's really taken over all culture stuff that I'm sure they would have never dreamed of becoming as big when they were creating the stuff back then. So definitely have to pay tribute to Stan Lee and all the huge positive impact he had on nerd culture. And one thing it made me think about was I wonder what creators exist today that are just starting to kind of create some stuff, and maybe they're getting some traction, but by no means are they dominating society, pop culture wise, whose creations 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now will become as dominating as Stan Lee's creations are today. Because there has to be something. There's always new stuff coming along, um, adding into it. I think probably the most recent example of that is Star Wars first in the 70s. Star Trek before that. More recently, even stuff like Harry Potter. That I think those things. Star Wars. I think Star Trek have already proven they have a very long lifespan. Like Harry Potter is starting to demonstrate that it's going to be able to expand into generations. What's the next thing that maybe we're not really paying attention to now, or it's getting a little attention that 50 years from now it's going to be huge. So it's kind of interesting to kind of think about that, and see who today's version of Stan Lee will end up being, because I think you really can't tell until it goes farther in the future. So again, just thank you, Stan Lee, for everything you created. Um, you've obviously gave a ton of people countless hours of enjoyment. So for that, we thank you. As you see behind behind me, my Christmas tree's up, so we're starting to get in the holiday season, and that leads to my nerdy pleasure. Um, oh, sorry, wrong one. See on that thing, you see a TV, which I actually kind of left on, so you can it stand out a little bit better. That's actually my early Christmas gift. My parents, especially my mom, she's one that does the majority of Christmas shopping for the family, was asking me and my sister a few weeks ago, hey, do you have an idea of what you would like for Christmas this year, as they get ready to get shopping. And I told her, like, I've been really thinking, I've had the same TV for a while. I think I'm ready to upgrade. Um, I want to get a new TV. If you'd like to contribute for that, because I know obviously the TV is going to be bigger than what you normally get me for Christmas, but I'm willing to give a Christmas gift to myself and get myself a bigger TV. If y'all would like to contribute some to the cost of that, that'd be greatly appreciated. So they did. So there were some kind of pre big TV sales before Black Friday, and I got myself a new TV. And it's awesome. Old TV was about, I think, 32, 33 inches. My new TV is 55 inches. So a huge upgrade. It's also a smart TV, which I was super excited about when I got my old TV. I guess my old TV's probably about 11 years old. Smart TVs weren't even a thing yet. Picture clarity is amazing. So some of the first things I've watched is like, oh wow, this is such an upgrade. So super excited about that. So that's definitely my nerdy pleasure. My question this week is, what is the best Christmas gift that you've kind of bought yourself? I know that becomes more of a thing when you start becoming an adult, and you start having a job, and you're like, I have a little extra. I think I'm going to treat myself to something this year to borrow something from Parks and Rec. So this year, with the help of my parents, I treated myself to a TV, which, don't get me wrong, the majority of the cost went on me, but my parents definitely helped. So that's what I'm saying is more of a treat myself type thing. So I'd be interested to see what are some gifts you actually gave yourself, or maybe it's something you're planning on doing sometime soon, or when you have enough money to. I know there's some other things in the future I'd love to do, like some nicer vacations and stuff like that. But definitely this year was the TV. So look forward to seeing everybody's response. Look forward to the Christmas season as it gets farther along. We love this time of year. Hope everything's going great for everybody, and I'll see you the next time.